Hello everyone, if you don't know me already, I'm Tara, the dance doctor. Welcome to my channel. In today's lesson, I am teaching body movement applied to bachata. So last week, I did a tutorial on 4 body movement options that you can apply to your salsa dancing, and it was so well received that I decided to do a tutorial like that for bachata. Really quick before we get into the lesson, I just want to remind you to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the post notifications so you can see when I upload more stuff like this. Now let's get dancing. Okay, so our first option looks like this. We're going to start each one with a basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this first option is entirely focused on circles in the hips. Okay, so we're doing a big one, we're doing a smaller one, and then we're doing some faster ones. Okay, so again, starting with our basic, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I'm going to step out to the side with my right, and I'm going to lead this movement with my hips. So normally what I would do is leave my hip behind, and it would be the last thing to come through. But in this particular movement, I am going to send my hip out first and then bring it around, okay? So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I talked about this before a little bit in past tutorials, but I'll say it again. When I do this circle, I want to make sure I'm not creating the circle by hinging forward as if I'm doing like a deadlift. I want to really keep my chest lifted as I do the circle so that I'm creating a pretty pronounced arch in my back and really emphasizing the movement of the hip and not creating like a hinging action where my whole torso is moving, okay? So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to bring the feet together, and I'm going to open my knees and create a slow circle with the hips as I lower down. So this first action is done on straight knees, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to do 2 faster circles, 7, 8, to bring me back up, okay? So I do big and slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as always, I'm circling to the right because that is the direction that is the most comfortable for me. And this movement does have to go to the right because we're sending our right foot out. But then once you get here, if you prefer to go to the left, you can do that as well. It's just my personal preference is to circle to the right, okay? So let's go from the basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and basic. 2, 3, 4, and we go again. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and basic. All right, let's try our hip action option with music. Okay, now moving on to our second option, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and basic. Okay, so this one involves a few more things than the first one. I'm trying to mix it up and get as much body movement in there as possible. So the first thing that we are doing after we finish our basic is we are sending our rib cage out to the right as we step to the right. So I'm going rib cage, and now I'm going to go rib cage and hip, okay? So I go just the rib cage and hip, 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 okay? So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's as if there's like a, what's that game? Pinball? A ball zigzagging down my body. So it starts here and goes down. Okay? As I do this, I'm also changing the level of my body. So I'm going from up to down. Every movement that I'm doing after this initial one, I'm bending the knees a little bit more to kind of sink into that movement, okay? So from the basic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we go right, just with the rib cage, left with the rib cage and the hip, hip, hip. I may have gone down a little too quickly on that one. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was right. It's hard to do slow. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now from here, I have my right side of my hip as high as I possibly can, as close to my bottom rib as possible. And from here now, I'm going to swing it in the other direction, which is going to have this residual effect of then lifting my rib cage and shoulder up. So I'm going whoosh, and that's going to lift this side. And as that side lifts, of course, my torso is going to curve to the right. But what I don't want to do is drop my torso, which is why I like to really think of this movement being initiated by a lift instead of a tilt, okay? The tilt is the effect of the lift. So I go whoosh, and then I'm going to allow my shoulder to come up on top of my left foot and finish the movement. My head is also going to come over to the left and circle to bring me up, okay? So this is a full spine movement. This is the best that body movement has to offer, okay? So we're here, and we're going 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah? And over the course of that movement, you can also be sliding the foot in as it feels comfortable to you, okay? I should mention that side body rolls, which is what this is, are not easy by any means. I'm simplifying it as much as I can for the purpose of this tutorial, but if it is something that you want to delve more into, and if body movement in general is something that you struggle with, I highly recommend my Body Movement Boot Camp, which is a 4-week program dedicated to every single part of your spine, your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your rib cage, your hips, and I get into each part via an 8 to 20 minute lesson each day to help you improve your range of motion and your flexibility in your torso, and of course your coordination with movements like body rolls and side body rolls and undulations and arm styling and all of that. So if those are things that you'd like to work on and you like my lessons here on YouTube, you will love my Body Movement Boot Camp. It is on my website, dancedoctoronline.com. Check it out, okay? So let's go ahead and try this one from the beginning. We go basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and basic. 2, 3, 4. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. One more time. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. All right, let's try that sequence with music. on to our next option. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a basic. Okay, so this option is also, I got hair all over me now, but it's fun to do that with your hair down. Anyway, this option is all about reverse figure 8 actions, okay? So I'm first doing a reverse figure 8, which just means that I'm initiating the 8 action to the back instead of to the front, okay? So I'm doing a slow figure 8 with my hip, then I'm doing a figure 8 with my chest and shoulders, and then finishing it off with my head, okay? So we do our basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, as I said, I start my figure 8 by sending the right side of my hip diagonally back, and then to come around, diagonally back, and then to come around. Those are the first 4 counts. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to let that figure 8 movement come up to my thoracic spine. 5, 6. 5, 6. So I'm creating a figure 8 with my sternum and allowing my shoulders to help. And as I do that, actually, the shoulders can roll forward, yeah? Boom, boom. And then from there, I'm going to allow the 8 to come up to my cervical spine, and I'm going to go right and left. So I feel like I'm creating the 8 with my chin, okay? An 8 right with my chin. So this one isn't so much a reverse figure 8. This chin figure 8 is more just right here, okay? So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and basic. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. All right, let's try that figure 8 sequence now with music. Now my last body movement option for bachata looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So I'm doing a body roll segmented into 4 parts to start. So I'm going forward, up, crunch, and sit. Forward, up, crunch, sit, and now I'm going to reverse it, sending my hips forward, which then sends my rib cage up and over to flat back. So trying to maintain as much of the arch in my back as I can as I come forward, and then I'm going to drop the head and lift the head and allow that to bring me back up, okay? So I'd say my advice for this movement, if you don't have a lot of flexibility in your back or in your hamstrings, is to do one of 2 things. One is only go over as far as you can, maintaining that arch in the thoracic spine. So if this is as far as you can go, that's fine. The other option, if you want to go down further, is to bend the front knee. But keep sending your tailbone back and up as you do that so that you maintain this nice line in the spine and you don't end up like this, okay? So those are your two options, but under no circumstances are we gonna end up here, okay? So keeping the spine arched is the most important thing in this particular movement, okay? So I'm going segmented body roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Send the hips forward. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I feel like I'm bringing my chin down on 7 and then snapping my head back up on 8, okay? So from a basic, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1. Okay, so that is our last body movement option, and now let's try it with music. Okay, now as always, I have created a practice routine for you so that you can continue to practice these movements and get them into your body in a sequence, which is the most effective way to do that. And as always, I have combined them in the order that we learn them with no basics in between. So it looks like this. We start with our basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do our hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rib, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and roll. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice that a few times, and then we will do it with music. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, and basic. 2, 3. Here we go again. 1, 5, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and a 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, and 1, 2, 3. Last time. Here we go. 1 and 5, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 1, 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8, and 1. All right, now let's practice our body movement bachata routine with music. much for joining me for today's lesson. I hope that you enjoyed following it as much as I enjoyed teaching it. As always, do not forget, if you are looking for dance shoes that are as stylish as they are comfortable, you've got to check out Yami Dance Shoes. That's Y-A-M-I. That's what I'm wearing right now. These are the shoe boots, the dance boots that have a street sole so they can be worn in the studio, or you can wear them straight out of your house to the dance venue. You don't have to bring your dance bag anymore because these have a sole that can dance on any surface comfortably. They also have a little pillow underneath the ball of your foot, which just makes it so much more pleasurable to dance for hours and hours, because now I'm not getting sore, swollen feet like I used to. So check out Yami Dance Shoes at yamishoes.com and use my code DANCEDoc10 to get a 10% discount on your purchase. Remember, practice makes progress, and until next time, keep dancing.
Body movement refers to any movement involving the spine, shoulders, rib cage, hips, and arms. Basically, every part of the body we use in salsa, bachata, kizomba, ballroom, swing, every style of dancing. It's an umbrella term which includes body rolls, undulations, shoulder movements, torso isolations, and arm styling. It also refers to contractions, twisting, bounce, and dynamic shapes. In Body Movement Bootcamp, we move through the different sections of the spine, developing flexibility, coordination, and awareness. The goal of this course is increased fluidity, mobility, and beauty in your movements, which we achieve by doing one follow-along class each day for 1 month. After you finish, you can continue to incorporate the lessons into your dance practice, as the purchase of this course means lifetime access to the video lessons. If you've been feeling stiff, tense, or uncoordinated in your dancing, this course is for you. I want you to find your flow and love the way your dancing looks and feels. Don't you?